Episode number 138. Yes, by a lucky named Lubin. We will keep a sharp lookout for them, and if we land on them is eminence maybe assured they will be reconducted to Paris under a good escort. And by doing so, Monsieur the Governor, said D'Artagnan, you will deserve well of the Cardinal. Shall you see him on your return, Monsieur Count? Without a doubt. Tell him, I beg you, that I am his humble servant. I will not fail. Delighted with this assurance, the governor countersigned the passport and delivered it to D'Artagnan. D'Artagnan lost no time in useless compliments. He thanked the governor, bowed, and departed. Once outside, he and Planchet set off as fast as they could, and by making a long detour avoided the wood, and re-entered the city by another gate. The vessel was quite ready to sail, and the captain was waiting on the wharf. Well, said he, on perceiving D'Artagnan. Here is my pass countersigned, said the latter. And that other gentleman? He will not go today, said D'Artagnan. But here, I'll pay you for us too. In that case let us go, said the shipmaster. Let us go, repeated D'Artagnan. He leaped with Planchet into the boat, and 5 minutes after they were on board. It was time, for they had scarcely sailed half a league, when D'Artagnan saw a flash, and heard a detonation. It was the cannon, which announced the closing of the port. He had now leisure to look to his wound. Fortunately, as D'Artagnan had thought, it was not dangerous. The point of the sword had touched a rib, and glanced along the bone. Still further, his shirt had stuck to the wound, and he had lost only a few drops of blood. D'Artagnan was worn out with fatigue. A mattress was laid upon the deck for him. He threw himself upon it, and fell asleep. On the morrow, at break of day, they were still 3 or 4 leagues from the coast of England. The breeze had been so light all night, they had made but little progress. At 10 o'clock the vessel cast anchor in the harbour of Dover, and at 10:30 D'Artagnan placed his foot on English land, crying, "Here I am at last." But that was not all. They must get to London. In England the post was well served. D'Artagnan and Planchet took each a post horse, and a postilion rode before them. In a few hours they were in the capital. D'Artagnan did not know London. He did not know a word of English, but he wrote the name of Buckingham on a piece of paper, and everyone pointed out to him the way to the Duke's hotel. The Duke was at Windsor hunting with the King. D'Artagnan inquired for the confidential valet of the Duke, who, having accompanied him in all his voyages, spoke French perfectly well. He told him that he came from Paris on an affair of life and death, and that he must speak with his master instantly. The confidence with which D'Artagnan spoke convinced Patrick, which was the name of this minister of the minister. He ordered 2 horses to be saddled, and himself went as guide to the young guardsman. As for Planchet, he had been lifted from his horse as stiff as a rush. The poor lad's strength was almost exhausted. D'Artagnan seemed down.